This is the strongest Atlantic hurricane on record.
And it's becoming more likely that Irma will make landfall in Florida with a huge storm surge and powerful winds. On the Storm Watch tonight, we have team coverage. First, Kenneth Craig in Miami with a rush to get out before this now deadly storm hits. Kenneth?
Well, hello to you. I'm standing along the Biscayne Bay where a lot of folks are making their final preparations. A number of people in this marina have told me they are worried this could be another Hurricane Andrew, a storm that took these boats and threw them around like footballs. Miami's popular beaches are empty. Hurricane Irma is on the way. The powerful Category 5 storm turned deadly as it tore through the northern Caribbean. St. Martin took a direct hit. The Dutch military will fly in relief supplies. The Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda said the smaller island of 2,000 people is completely decimated.
The carnage in Barbuda is unprecedented. Clearly, Irma was an unprecedented storm.
More than 1 million people in Puerto Rico are without power, and federal help is on the way to the U.S. Virgin Islands. In Florida, everyone has been ordered out of the Keys.
Leave, get out. We can't save you once the storm starts.
Boards are going up at Miami Beach businesses. The city, along with other parts of Miami-Dade and Broward County, are also under a mandatory evacuation. Gas stations are barely keeping up with the demand. As soon as these gas trucks arrive, drivers are lining up. Eddie Narette has a full tank, but he's planning to stay. What point do you think that you would change your mind?
Tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow midday, if it's going to be a direct hit.
Biscayne Bay sits at the end of Carlos Ramirez's street.
A worst case storm surge scenario, this house is going to be mostly underwater, so we have to get out of here.
He's constructing a barrier to try to hold back some of the water. Then he's heading inland with his family. And just to give you some perspective, we are only about 4 feet above sea level where we are standing. I spoke with a man who lives down the street. He was getting ready to leave his home, and he told me he was packing like he wasn't going to come back for a long, long time, Veronica.
Wow, Kenneth, for the folks there that are obviously scrambling to get out of harm's way, do you know where they are evacuating to?
A lot of people are leaving the state entirely, but that is not an option for a lot of folks. So the first step is to get away from the coast, get away from where we are and to go somewhere inland. A lot of folks are doing that. Then I've talked to others who are making their way up to Central Florida and to Orlando and those parts, but that could be in the path of this storm as well. And so that's not necessarily a safe place either. A tough choice for a lot of people, Veronica.
Yeah, we just don't know right now. All right, Kenneth Craig live for us tonight in Florida. We appreciate it, Kenneth. Thank you.
Let's take a live look now at, well, the sunset in Florida. Again, the storm clouds are gathering there. It is tracking toward the southern part of the state where it could slam Miami this weekend with a life-threatening storm surge and major wind. Hurricane Irma battered the Virgin Islands. So let's look at those pictures out of St. Thomas today, where at least 3 people were killed. Fierce winds ravaged buildings, damaged the only hospital on that island. Nearby, the British Virgin Islands also hit hard. This drone video showing the devastation left in the wake of Hurricane Irma, and you can see hundreds of buildings flattened there. And we want to bring in our chief meteorologist, Paul Deanno. Paul, pictures like that provide a stark warning. You lived in Miami, in this neighborhood in Florida. What are these people facing?
Well, my house would be under that mandatory evacuation. It could be under about 5 feet of water by Sunday. This is the most significant threat to South Florida since Hurricane Andrew, which was almost 25 years ago. And we're looking now at the storm moving through the Turks and Caicos, heading toward the southeastern Bahamas, so bearing down on Florida within the next couple days. The Turks and Caicos are currently in the eye wall, so likely there are wind gusts in excess of 170 miles per hour right now. Let's talk more about the threat to South Florida. Almost every single computer forecast model represented by those individual lines calls for that turn to the right into South Florida. Not before it, not after it, and that has increased the likelihood that we will see hurricane force winds in the city of Miami. It is now more likely than not a 53% chance that Miami will see hurricane force winds. It's a major metropolitan area, and it could be seeing winds that will cause significant damage and a storm surge of 10 to 13 feet.